One of the most important questions that I asked myself at some point in life, because of, the traits that I have as a dreamer, which is an archetype that is very prevalent in my birth chart, is what is the function of having these qualities, of being such an idealist, sometimes bordering on being a fool. That's part of this archetype as well. And that can have, positive or negative expressions. But looking from a very pragmatic side, that's when I started to really get into the concept of archetypal interpretation and reading of a birth chart. That's because I asked that question. Why am I like that? What is the function? What is it for exactly? So you have a dreamer having these experiences of disillusionment or struggle in the real world and wanting, to relax, to escape whatever it means. How about it's going to rescue you from these negative experiences because of the idealism, and it's asking you to reconnect with those things that you feel are possible, the things that you have dreamed of that maybe now are buried under layers of expectation from the world and the things that you should do. Why don't you think about it that way and say, okay, what is it that I need to rescue? That's the idealist, and it has a function. It's not being a fool when it can rescue you from the depth of despair and disillusionment and not being able to contend or deal with life. Now, think for a moment how, in that sense, you take the dreamer as a savior and think about the archetype of the hero. Now, that sounds very similar, savior and hero. Well, that's because they are supposed to be connected. The hero needs to be infused with a sense of purpose and very individualistic motivation. That individualism, it's not about everything has to be just about me and I want to do everything my way. It certainly is going to manifest in that way. But the purpose of that is that the motivation that you have and the purpose that you have in life should only come from you. It has to have that purity of intention and motivation. And we start from there. And then we're going to look at everything that is going on in the world, and we are going to incorporate awareness of everything that is happening in the world. But that purity of intention, this is what the dreamer is going to rescue. And that is the pragmatic function of the dreamer.